How is everybody doing this morning? This is L.A.Kendrick with another tale from Would You Dare. Allow me to pull up and piggyback off the story we did yesterday. I know it was about aliens. Um, for me, aliens and Bigfoot, to me, for some reason, are the most fascinating of all the things that go bump in the night or that make you think and make you wonder. So just for a few minutes, imagine with me, okay? Just a few minutes. Just let go. Uh, let go of whatever's going on heavy in your life for a few minutes and just relax and just enjoy the show, okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I need 55 individuals to sub to the YouTube channel. That way, we could go live stream and do Q&A. Pick your brain, pick my brain. And again, I am a published writer, an author, and my books deal with these kind of things. For 10 and up, we got The Benefits of a Bully. The latest one out is the Onyx-Eyed Kids right now. And we've got the Destiny versus Chaos series, which I'm trying to finish up as we speak and get that book out to the fans as well. But allow me, I came across this article and it's by the Gaia staff. And this is fair use because it's all over, it's on the internet. So again, allow me to break it down to you and give you guys something else to think about. Let me turn this car off. All right. So let's get started. UFOs, whether you're a believer or a skeptic, there is actually a mounting body of evidence regarding the UFO phenomenon that can no longer be ignored. If you look past all of the alien horror films, the fake blurry UFO videos, and the ancient alien memes, you'd be surprised at how many former high-ranking government officials, scientists, and military contractors believe that UFOs should be taken more seriously. Former Canadian Minister of National Defense Paul Hellyer believes we're already being visited. At least 4 alien species have been visiting Earth for thousands of years. In 2016, Hillary Clinton stated on Jimmy Kimmel that she would search for more UFO files if elected. Hillary's former campaign manager and former chief of staff, President Bill Clinton and Obama, John Podesta, has repeatedly said he believes the UFO phenomena is something very serious and worth investigating. Before Podesta left his position at the White House, he tweeted, "Finally, my biggest failure of 2014, once again, not securing the hashtag disclosure of the UFO files, hashtag the truth is out there." 10-year NASA contractor Rob Bigelow, who developed Space Habitat Pod, gave this shocking statement during a 60 Minutes interview. "There has been an existing presence, an ET presence, and I spent millions and millions and millions. That's 3 million, y'all. I probably spent more as an individual than anybody else in the United States has ever spent on this subject. Those millions of dollars Bigelow spent was authorized by the Pentagon's top secret UFO program called the Aerial Threat Identification Program." Rob Bigelow was the sole contractor. He must be loaded. All right. Bigelow continued to explain that you don't have to go anywhere to find ET life because it's right underneath our noses. He said he's had his own close encounter with an ET. He declined to go into further details. So I wish that they would stop doing that and go into detail. In the New York Times article, "Glowing Auras and the Black Money, the Pentagon's mysterious UFO program," they mentioned Bigelow even has recovered UFO debris and metal alloys stored in one of his facilities in Las Vegas. They stated, "Research also studied people who say they had experienced physical effects from encounters with objects and examined them for physiological changes." When former Nevada senator and co-founder of the UFO research program, Harry Reid, was interviewed about the debris on CBS 8 Las Vegas, he said he knew nothing about it. However, he was glad that they declassified the program because now we have scientific evidence. Okay, he's flip-flopping, but okay. What scientific evidence is Reid referring to? Whatever the case may be, the Pentagon spent nearly $110 million on the program. proving our government takes UFOs seriously. The last time the government publicly had this level of interest in UFOs was in the 1950s when UFO sightings were all the craze and were being investigated by the U.S. Air Force under Project Blue Book. After 17 years of research, Blue Book ended in 1968 when the Air Force concluded that most of the UFO sightings could be debunked as Venus, satellites, birds, and swamp gas. But here's what most people don't know. In 1993, declassified documents from 1952 revealed that the CIA's Psychological Strategy Board made it a mandate to purposely debunk all UFO reports for national security concerns. See, that's kind of crazy. They concluded that when it came to the subject of UFOs, the American people were dangerously gullible and prone to hysterical mass behavior. They feared the Soviets would use UFOs as a distraction to overload intelligence channels and then carry out a genuine attack on American soil. So who's the threat nowadays? These documents also revealed that the CIA planned on partnering with the mass media, Hollywood business clubs, and even the Disney Corporation to discredit all UFO research. How effective they were at implementing that plan is unknown. However, the CIA was successful at debunking UFOs using Project Blue Book. After reviewing 6 years of data in only 12 hours, just 1% of all the research, the CIA made a hasty conclusion that most of the UFO reports could be explained and further investigation was not worth the effort. The CIA then ordered the Air Force to stop talking about UFOs and began a debunking campaign to lessen public interest. Doesn't work so well. U.S. congressional hearings in 1960 later revealed that Project Blue Book was completely incompetent. Personnel were using improper scientific methods. They were completely understaffed and horribly trained. Scientific advisor to the Project Blue Book, J. Allen Hynek, an initial skeptic of UFOs, later admitted that the Air Force were improperly labeling UFO sightings as explained, despite the absence of any substantial evidence. After Blue Book, Hynek became a ufologist and said that the UFO phenomenon deserved serious scientific examination. Regardless of the backlash, CIA and Air Force debunking campaigns still worked. UFO research became taboo, people became disillusioned, and the media covered UFOs less and less. The influence of these disinformation campaigns have discouraged government officials from speaking out. The former governor of Phoenix, Arizona, Fife Symington, Symington, during the 1997 Phoenix Lights event is a perfect example. The lights were witnessed by 20,000 people or more. Shortly after the sighting, the government made a huge joke about the event during a national press conference. He had a handcuffed man in an alien costume enter the room and said people are taking all of this way too seriously. The explanation given at the time was the lights were flare exercises conducted by the Air Force. However, in 2011, the governor later came forward with the documentary Secret Access, UFOs on the Record, and confessed that he saw the lights above him near his house. On CNN, he said it was probably some form of alien spacecraft. Symington explained at the time he was driven to give an explanation instead of just saying, "I don't know," and admitted to complete vulnerability. He continued to say public officials need to be more open and courageous in dealing with issues like this, and that it's time to square up and do the right thing. The Air Force flare explanation was later debunked because they conducted their exercise at 10 p.m. Thousands of people were reporting the lights as early as 8:30 p.m. The UFO ridicule factor created by the CIA has succeeded in deterring citizens and public officials from the public discussion of UFOs. However, in the last 2 decades, more than 500 former government officials, scientists, and contractors have come forward about their concerns over the phenomenon. Hundreds of declassified and leaked UFO documents can be found online, thanks to the FOIA. I believe that's the Freedom of Information Act, requesting tireless researchers. Hopefully more people will learn the truth on the government suppression of UFO research and begin to study UFO phenomena with proper scientific methods and an open mind. And that's all I ask for people to come here to do. This is pretty impressive. Also, just a quick quote from a lady that actually, she was the first she's the first British astronaut. It's kind of weird because she says she wants to be noted as the first astronaut. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what that issue is, but her name is Helen Sharman, and she believes alien definitely exists. She did an interview with CNN, and it's possible they're living among us on Earth, but have gone undetected so far. You got to think that this article right here just further backs up what we were going over yesterday with Eisenhower and his supposed deal with the Greys to take human beings and cattle and experiment on them. Okay, I'm telling you, man, the government's kind of weird, and the good thing about it is like they say, so many people talking about it now, and information is out there. Again, just keep an open mind. None of this is in stone. This is just something to talk about and speculate on. And when you look up in the sky, don't just take it for granted. What you're seeing, again, we would kind of be silly to think that we are the only life in this vast universe. That would really be arrogance personified. So my take on it is, again, I try to keep an open mind. And when I write my stories, because of, as a child, I seen some weird stuff. Yeah, in the airport when I've been flying a couple of times, especially in the direction of going to Seattle, seen a few things. And like I say, we get some Q&A popping. You can ask me questions about that. But it's very telling and very strange, man, when you start digging into this thing and the what ifs. So would you dare, like I say, think about this with an open mind? And what do you guys think about the government always hiding stuff from us? Mass hysteria. Yeah, I get it. I get what they're saying. I get what they're saying to a degree, but you can't be doing stuff like what President Eisenhower allegedly was doing, right? And if you're gonna give people away, why would you not? I mean, well, that makes perfect sense. Why would I tell you if I'm giving people away? Because so many people have been conducted in alien abductions, as they say, as they speak about. If you remember, they said that also in the Eisenhower report yesterday, they said that as long as they were returned the people, but they didn't. But if you remember the movie Close Encounters, at the end, you'll see those people that they returned off of the people that they, did experiments on, or, conducted their experimentations on. According to the movie, they brought those people back. And so J. Allen Hynek, he made a cameo in the movie. But Steven Spielberg actually did what Steven Spielberg did. He got somebody that was really, really close to UFO lore and experimentation. Not experimentation, let me take that back. He was done a lot of research into the UFO phenomena. So he helped Steven Spielberg get Close Encounters. If you've ever seen Close Encounters, it's a great movie. Again, these stories are amazing. Again, this is what I write about. These are the things that I write about. All things, everything cryptid, aliens, psychopaths. That's for the adult side. But like I said, we do have something for the younger people coming up. And so what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Is this just a bunch of mess? Do you guys think that we're the only thing out here? And I think it's kind of funny. The lady said that, think about your coworkers. And I mean, you think it's funny if you think about coworkers or people that you see on the streets. I mean, yeah, outside of meth and all this other stuff that they may be experimenting with or going through, can you imagine? I mean, you got to admit, you've actually seen, you and me both have seen people that are just acting completely bonkers or completely weird, right? Like, especially if you like go to Walmart or somewhere, right? I mean, they're acting more. I mean, everybody has their little quirks and little kicks and things like that. But these people I've seen people act completely odd. Like, what is that? Like, beyond drug addiction or whatever. So the lady was saying, the first astronaut from Britain was saying that there could be your co-workers or people that you see every day. Now, hey, could be very possible. For all we know, they've been sent out, some of the astronauts could be aliens that have gone up into the space shuttle or whatever devices, whatever country uses to get their people into space. So, spacecraft to get those people into space. So, you heard what Bigelow said. Again, this is very telling and very interesting to me, and I hope that you guys have that same interest. And I'll wrap this thing up because, again, I just wanted to piggyback off what we did yesterday. So, if you got any questions, leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and then, like I say, we get 55 people, we can go live. I'm really trying to go live by the end of the week, or maybe even this weekend. And you guys can pick my brain. I can pick your brain. I know we keep using that same terminology, but again, I would find that very cool to do. So, in closing, make sure you check all the dark recesses of your home. Check the closets. Check under your beds. And if you work late at night, check under your car, inside of your car. Even if you're working late into the morning when you don't see a whole lot of light and you're getting off work, do yourself a favor. Check things out, because you never know what's lurking in the dark to make you a story. And this has been L.A.Kendrick with another story, an episode of Would You Dare. Y'all fill in the rest.